ready. I'll start that one in just a minute. Let me get this one going. Until then, we get Instagram going. And then I got my names. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It is the Right Way Wednesdays with author Brandy Hunt. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in the room. I'll give everybody about 2 minutes to get the update. And while I go over to Instagram, so yay, I got this whole technology down pat, maybe. And so I'm going to go over and welcome my Instagram crew. And so I'll be between Instagram over here and Facebook over here. So let me let my Instagrammers know I am now live. Hello, Instagram. I am author Brandy Hunt. Today is the Right Way Wednesdays, and I'll explain what that is. If this is your first time joining, I am an author. I am a six-time author. I am a 6-year publisher. I've been publishing for 6 years, starting with my very own book, Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt, and then I bridged over to become a publisher because there was such a need in the community to help people tell their story. So the Right Way Wednesdays, what is that? What I've learned over time is that there's a right way, pun intended, WRITE. There's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And in our industry, there's just a better way that we can address, let's say address issues, but there's just a better way for us to sell without being salesy. I'm pretty sure if you're an author, you've done the typical, hey, I wrote a book, go buy it. And that's great. And you may get people that say, hey, you know what? I love you. I love your message, and I'm just going to buy your book just because you're you. But that's not why you wrote your book. You wrote your book to a specific target audience. But do you know who that target audience is? So that's where I got the Right Way Wednesdays from. Is there a right way to do this? Is there a better way that this can be done? And better just means more efficient. We want to get to the end result faster. But the question is, what is your end result? A lot of people really don't know what their end game is. They're just out here doing stuff. I wrote a book. Okay, what's next? You should already know what your next step is. And if you haven't identified what your next step is, that's your next step. So, Instagram, I'm sorry. Come join me. If you're on Instagram, come join my Facebook community. It is called The Right Way, WRITE, to publish for profit. Because I actually have a slideshow that I'm going to show. And what I go to my YouTube, I will upload it to YouTube. So if you don't come join the Facebook group or you're not on Facebook, go to my YouTube. It's author Brandy Hunt. And Facebook, the right way to publish my group. If you're not on YouTube, go run over to YouTube. And when this plays on YouTube, hey, YouTube, come join my Instagram and my Facebook channel. My Instagram and my Facebook. So author Brandy Hunt all across the board, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of those things. They just it's easy to keep the branding the same. So here we are with the Right Way Wednesdays. This week's question is, do I need to create a Facebook business page, or do I need to create social media branding, social media pages just for my book? Several wonderful answers came in, and Instagram, just to let you know, if you participate in the conversation, you get a free gift from me just for participating. And so last week's winners, they won a couple of free books, but this week's giveaway is to my virtual planning party that's happening January 11th from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll give you more information about that, but that is today's winners. I'm going to pick 2 instead of just 1. So 2 winners will get all-inclusive VIP treatment and free tickets to the event that I have coming up in January. So dun dun dun. If y'all act right, I might give away some more and have some more challenges and giveaways just because I love y'all. And I want to see you prosper. I want to see you profit. All right. So the first winner is I have them, I have all the names right here in case you, so they're all right here. So let's see. And let me close my eyes so y'all don't think that I cheated. Stephanie Johnson Rice, you have won a free ticket, and I love her so much. She's so helpful. She's always sharing my stuff. She's always promoting. She helps me just whatever I need. So this is a worthy recipient, Stephanie Johnson Rice. And I believe she just came out with a book. So if you see if you, Stephanie, if you see this video, you are welcome to drop your information below, drop your book. You can put it in the group, whatever you like to do to promote your new book. And schedule your author to author interview. So Instagram, you probably know this because I put my interviews on Instagram a lot. I do interviews with authors. So if you have not scheduled your interview, it's completely free. No. And then we just sit and talk. We talk about books. We talk about branding. We talk about business. We talk about life, all the fun stuff. So the next winner is going to be, dun, 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 Sharon Goshen. This is so funny to me because, and you're probably going to laugh if you see this video. Sharon was going to, she said, oh no, I missed the event. And I said, oh no, we haven't had it yet. And she said, okay, well, I'm coming. Well, guess what, Sharon? I guess you are coming. So if you have not already purchased your ticket, then you get a free ticket from me. If you would like to pay it forward, just let me know. If you still want to purchase the ticket for someone else, God bless you. If you don't, that is fine too. So Sharon Goshen and Stephanie Rice Johnson are today's winners for participating in the conversation. And so here is my take on, do I need a business page? Hi, Max Lit. I haven't seen you in forever. Hi, I hope your poetry book is doing good. Have you written any more? Got friends on Instagram. And so here's my take on, do you need a business page for just your Facebook? Excuse me. Do you need a Facebook business page just for your book? Well, the first question is, are you running a business? Are you running a business, or did you just write a book for fun? And I'm not saying that that's not a good thing. Some people do write books and they're like, yeah, I just wanted to write the book. Book is out and I'm done. And I'm going to go on to the next thing. Life happens and I don't have the time nor the energy nor the anything to put in, or the money to put into it. So what my first question would be is, have you established that I didn't just publish a book. I'm a business owner. So that means I have to run this company like a business. Let me back up and give you the definition. The definition of business is one who sells a product or a service. I sell a book, that's a product. That makes me a business owner. That's it. A business owner is one who conducts business, sells a product or a service in exchange for money. Did you get money for your book? Now, maybe not as much money as you want, but we'll get there, because what's happening is we don't know. So we're selling books and we're just like, hey, buy my book, $15, $20. Maybe you got a $30 book. But if I have to sell one-on-one every day, even if I sold one book a day, raise your hand if you're out here selling at least one book a day. Do you know how many people you have to talk to sell one book a day? So if you really want to be successful as an author, you need to have a big picture. So I told you I have a actual play-by-play over here on my Facebook. So welcome if you're joining on Instagram. I can't see you, but welcome. And so this week's question, is it necessary to start a new business page just for your book? This depends on what your author blueprint looks like. If your author blueprint has not been designed yet, you need to decide, am I going to create an empire? Am I going to eventually, what they used to tell me is trouble don't last always, and it ain't always going to be like this. And that means that even if I can't put $1,000 into my dream right now, at least write the vision and make it plain. You know what? Eventually, I want to be a motivational speaker. So let me tell you about me. So you say, well, how are you the expert at this? Let me tell you what I did. I knew I was supposed to write a book. I knew that I was going to write books. I actually had a dream. Y'all know about the dream. I had a dream that I woke up in a library and I said, whose books are these? And the voice said, they're yours. And so I went back to sleep and I woke up in real life and I said, oh, I must have been in a mansion. And the dream said, no, you wrote them. So I already knew that I was going to have an empire of books. What I didn't know is that some of those books that I wrote was because I was a publisher and I was ghostwriting or editing and those types of things. And so now my library is being filled. I became a publisher. I didn't know that I was going to be a publisher in the beginning. When I first started writing my book, I only looked at being an author. I just looked at selling books, just sell these books. And that's all you need to do. It's just, but how do you sell the book? That's the magic question. What makes someone want to buy your book? I have a book. Why? So if I have a book and you have a book, what makes this customer different? Max Lit is on here. He has a poetry book. Brown Skin Plant Mama, I don't know if you have a book, but hello. So she has a book. Stephanie has a book. Sharon has a book. So we all have books. But how do we know who's going to buy this book? We can't just keep shuffling books like, hey, buy my book. Hey, buy my book. But why should they buy your book? So if I'm a business owner, I have to think blueprint. Let's talk about a blueprint. You know what a blueprint is? A blueprint is something that's pre-designed for a future work to be done. On my screen share, I have a blueprint of a house. I watched a construction worker lay the foundation of a house one day. It was my house. I was 12 years old, and I watched, or maybe 11. I watched this brick mason lay this brick by brick. He wasn't worried about the doors. He wasn't worried about the windows. He wasn't worried about the furniture that was going to go in the building. He was laying the foundation, because if he didn't lay a solid foundation, nothing else was going to matter. That blueprint that they gave him and said, this is the specs. This is how long this needs to be. This is how wide it needs to be. He was only focused on building a sure foundation. So when I came out the gate with my book, people started asking me to come and tell my story. Well, didn't you read it? Wasn't that good enough? No, no, no. We want to hear the story. We don't want to just read it, because let's be honest, you get a book, you might sit down, read it for 10 or 15 minutes, and then you whisk off into the sunset to do something else. And you might have just forgotten what you just read. But then you hear, oh, Brandy's speaking somewhere. I have her book. Let me go hear her speak, because she'll probably talk about something that she didn't talk about in the book, which is you didn't put everything in your book that you intended to say. You put a lot of it in there, but you didn't put everything in there. So here's your blueprint that says, okay, write the book. That's great. That's part of the foundation. What else are you going to do? So this is what the author blueprint needs to look like. Book only? Are you going to just be selling books? Are you going to do book and service? So does your book give your client or your target audience any kind of action that they need to take? If your book requires your customer or your client or your reader to take action, then you can pull a service out of your book. Then if ultimately you can have book, service, and products. Now I know you're thinking, okay, well, what products? Well, that's going to be contingent on what your blueprint looks like. Who are you trying to affect? Who is your target audience? How much money are you trying to make? If you come to me and say, you know what, I want to make $3,000 this month just from selling books, you're going to have to put in a lot of work. If you're only selling books and your financial goal is $3,000, you're going to have to fill a really big gap. Let me see if I can find my calculator. Let me see. If I calculate, I hope y'all are doing good. I can't see your responses. I'm sorry. Instagram's not giving me anything, and Facebook isn't giving me anything. So if y'all are talking to me, I'll have to come back and respond to the comments later. So if your end game is $3,000 for the month, I want to make an additional $3,000 from my business. Because remember, you started a business, you didn't just write a book. And if you're thinking, well, how do I do that? I got the answer for you. Just hang on. So you want $3,000 by the end of the month. Your book sells for $15. You have to sell 200 books. Do you know how many people you'll have to talk to in order to sell 200 books? But what if I sold a book, a product, and had a service? Then let's just say from the books, I might be able to sell 10. So 10 books at $15 a piece, that's $150. So, but what if I had a product out of that? Products, fortunately, sell a little faster than books. So let's just say you had a $25 t-shirt. So my $25 t-shirt, let's just say I sold 10 of those. So $25 t-shirt times, my calculator don't want to work right now. $25 t-shirt times, let's say you sold 10 of those. That's $250. So let's just say, okay, I have a book, a product, and a service. Let's just say your service revenue was, I have 10 clients and they all paid me $100. So 10 clients at $100 a piece, that right there is $1,000. What got you the higher revenue? The book, the product, or the service? The service. Now, if you're watching this and you say, you know what, I don't have a service that I can pull out of my book, talk to me first. I might be able to help you. There may be something that you can offer, because here's what I found out. Education, knowledge is power. People want to know what you know. People want to know how you did what you did. And it may not even have anything to do with your book per se. It may be something else that you've done in your life. Hi, Tina. Tina is an excellent example. Tina wrote a book about self-care and started a tea line. That was genius. Tea doesn't have anything to do with reading a book, but it matched her life change. So she created a product. And then over tea, we can consult and talk about self-care. So now she has a service that she can offer, and it merely stemmed from self-care. Everybody needs self-care. So her name is Tea with Tina. She's on Instagram, TEAWITINA. I love her. I love all of y'all. I love creatives. And so if you haven't yet identified your service, talk to me. I give free consultations, and I will at least identify. Now, I can't walk you through the entire, I can. That is a service that I provide. And so I do provide the service. And the reason why I provide the service is because here's what happens. It's like sending your kid to kindergarten. Writing the book was kindergarten. I know it doesn't feel like that, but after I've been in this game for a while, that was kindergarten. There's so many other levels that you can go to. Think about people like Rick Warren, Tony Robbins, Les Brown. They all have books. Lisa Nichols. They all have books. I think Bill Gates even got a book. But guess what? They do other things along with it. I know you wanted the book to be the end all be all, but it's not. It's just not going to be the end all be all. Not only that, you will get bored. You will want to just write another book and another book. And that's fine if that's your creative vein. But don't get mad when the money doesn't come behind it, because you're so focused on just getting the content out there that you're not concerned about actually making the life change that your client is looking for. So my book, Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt, I wrote that in 2014. The change that my client was looking for was to tell their life story and to pursue purpose after their pain. So I wrap that into my publishing company, and I help women both in life coaching and writing books so that they can attain their purpose, and in business. So I didn't become a life coach though until after I found a new problem. And so what I explain now is start with the blueprint. I always knew that I wanted to be a life coach, but I thought, okay, I'll write the book and I'll coach them that way. But guess what happens? Well, what do you do next? And then women, we like to talk. And so, you know, creating the life coaching brand inside of the and having the publishing company got my book out there way more than I would have ever imagined. And am I saying go be a life coach? I am not saying that. What I am saying is identify what your target audience needs and meet their need. So remember, I told you the people came, was like, yeah, we want you to come and speak. About what? About what's in your book. We want you to tell your story. That's it. You just want me to tell the story? Okay. I know y'all wouldn't believe me, but I used to cry when they gave me a microphone. So you want me to come and stand up in front of people? So I'm not standing up in front of anyone. I had to eat those nerves. I had to face my fear. So guess what my next book was called? Fly 365, Be the Pilot of Your Own Life. FLY stands for Fearless Living Year Round. So I became what I needed first, and because I had to become fearless, I had to become like this, powerhouse that I was not. And I know people look at me like, Brandy, you're doing so great. I had to really come through some tumultuous times. Life was happening. My world was falling apart. Y'all know my story. I came through domestic violence, cheaters, all kind of stuff, all kind of relationship issues. I was a young mother. Just all kind of things. I was 20 years old, raising a baby and raising me. I went through a domestic violence marriage. Our marriage lasted for 1 year. Nobody wants that testimony, but I do. I'll take my test because it turned into my testimony, and it is now also the foundation for my brand. And so here we are. Do you need a business page just for your book? I don't think so. I do not I do not think that you should put your book in a box. What I do think you should make is an author page that leads people back to you. So whatever you're doing. So while I was building my brand, and what I told you in the beginning is that all of my stuff is author Brandy Hunt, because I didn't know who I was becoming. I kind of knew that I wanted to coach people. I kind of knew that people kept asking me, how did you publish your book? And God is like, yeah, start a publishing company. But I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to help people publish books. I'm trying to do other stuff. I was trying to be an actress and a model and all of those kinds of things. And I did do those things, but that wasn't God's purpose. Was for my life was to be worldwide and to be national. I've spoken in overseas virtually, but I've spoken overseas this year. So many things have happened just because I knew my blueprint was going to involve being a motivational speaker. And let me stop right there. We're going to pause on the motivational speaker. Let's talk about that. That is part of your blueprint. I'm not your mama. I'm just a friend and a confidant who cares. If you wrote a book about a life change, you are a speaker. If you need training, get training. If you need help, get help. But don't tell me you wrote a book about how to do something and you can't stand up and speak on how to do it. Practice. Consult with me. Hire me. I will teach you how to create a speaking platform, but you can't tell me you want to be a motivational speaker and you won't even do a Facebook Live. You got to break, because remember, Fly 365, we had to break those chains of fear. We had to come out of that fear. God says, I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And so if I'm a life changer, that was my email was actually life changer. And so if I'm a life changer, how am I going to change someone's life and I can't even speak to them? Don't get hung up on what you look like right now. Y'all know I change my hair all the time. I might wear makeup, I might not. Be confident in who you are. I'm confident in the words that come out of my mouth. I'm confident that I know what I know, what I know. Even 6 years ago, I was confident that I knew what I knew, what I knew. And over time you will grow, and you can't go to a next level if you have not yet maxed out the level that you're on right now. Because remember, I told you the man was building the foundation. When he was done, when he was maxed out of how high his bricks were supposed to go, because he had a blueprint, then he knew the next guy was going to come in and do what they do. And I don't know how houses are built, so don't get me the line, but I do know the foundation has to be laid first, and maybe the concrete is poured next, but the flooring has to be put in. But they're not worried about the ceiling. The ceiling will come because they're going according to the blueprint. And if you stick to the blueprint, you cannot fail. Don't be afraid to fail in this industry. I've lost money. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like I lost it, but I feel like I gained so much more in the experience of the thing. Sometimes we got to take the dollar amount out of our head. He's like, oh my God, that's so much money. Is it? Is it so much money? But what if it gets you exactly what you needed to have in order to get to your next level? Your next level is priceless. Where you have to go next is priceless. She said, I love it when you say, what's next? you know, I love it. I love my next level. I don't know where I don't know what it's going to exactly look like, but I've already planned it. So when you get there, you're not surprised at what the things that are going on, because we've already sat and talked and planned. And try not to be a procrastinator all your life. Amen. Amen, church. Try not to be a procrastinator your whole life. You have to at some point sit down with yourself and say, self, what do you really want? What do you really want? And then start building. It's not, okay, life, what are you going to give me next? Oh my gosh, why we got to keep going? You're disempowering yourself by just taking life as it comes. Just, we have to fight battles. I do anyway. I don't know about anybody else, but my life just comes with battles because I'm a child of the King. I'm a child of God. I believe in Jesus Christ. And therefore, our life comes with certain circumstances that we have to fight our way through. But that doesn't mean that you're not victorious. So when you decide to be an author, I want to talk to both sides. So if you're a new author watching this, like, oh, girl, what is you talking about? I'm just trying to finish this manuscript. This is free. You see, this is a pen. It's free. Even if you don't have to, hey, let me answer this question real quick. Tangi, I go live every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. I can shoot you over the remainder of the video if you like. I have a Facebook group called The Right Way to Publish for Profit. And it's every Wednesday I do something called The Right Way Wednesdays. So I answer questions every week, and I put the question in the group. Everybody answers it, and then if you answer the question, you get put in a prize drawing to get a free prize from me. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you later in the group, hopefully. And so, and yes, I'll shoot you the video. So as a new author, these are things that I wish I would have known. Look at your big picture. If you're not religious, I'm not religious, but I believe in God. I believe in God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And so because I believe in the Holy Spirit, I asked him first, what do you want me to do? What does my life look like? What do I need to build right now? So again, I have a PowerPoint over here, and I'm going to show you. So when I decided to create my pages, thank you, you too. So when I originally started, I did have multiple pages. So I'm going to show you. I created Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt was my book, right? So I created a page for Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt. And then I wrote Fly 365. And then I wrote the ABCs of Publishing. by the ABCs of publishing, I was an actual publisher. If you ever want to get into publishing, you have to write 2 books under your own name before you can become a publisher. So I wrote Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt. I created a page for it. I wrote Fly 365, created a page for it. I wrote the ABCs of publishing. And by the time I wrote the ABCs of publishing, I was already a publisher. And I thought, I'm just going to create me a author Brandy Hunt page because I'm moving at the speed of light. Like, guys, I've done all this work, and like literally I just celebrated my 6-year anniversary in September. And so here's Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt. So what did I name you? 4 pages plus Twitter, plus Instagram, plus LinkedIn. Who's going to manage all of these pages? Because I have a company to run. Not that I don't want to still attract my audience and attend to my audience, but what is my main audience? My main audience follows author Brandy Hunt. My secondary main audience, which is authors. So I have an audience for author Brandy Hunt, meaning they want to know all the things that I'm doing. They want to support me in my endeavors. And depending on what it is, because remember, I'm a life coach. I'm a publisher. I'm a corporate trainer. I'm an author, corporate trainer, publisher. So I had to, it's an umbrella, if you want to look at it that way. It's an umbrella of services. So author Brandy Hunt will never change. I don't have to go back and put life coach Brandy Hunt because author Brandy Hunt is a prominent name. Being an author, I know y'all think everybody's writing a book, but everybody's not writing a book. Everybody say they're going to write a book, but everybody's not writing a book. So author will always be prominent. It doesn't mean it has to be the main thing. So I'm also a corporate trainer, but I'm not really targeting that audience right now. When I get ready to target that audience, then I'll create a branding that they follow. But that doesn't mean that I can't still be author Brandy Hunt. So my suggestion is, if you have a business page for your book, eliminate it and go make just an author page for you as a person. Because guess what's the most important part of your brand? I wish I had Jeopardy music. You are your brand. At the end of the day, and this is my Fly 365 page. So even though this was about the book, I still put my events and things like that over here, just in case somebody that was following me wanted to see it. But this was not my primary market. My primary market was newly published authors, or excuse me, my primary market for this event that I had was aspiring authors. Just because they read Fly 365 doesn't mean that they wanted to write a book. So I had to figure out how can I get directly to the people who want what I have? The answer to that is create a Facebook group. That's it. The business page doesn't necessarily mean all the people that are following you want that particular thing. They might. So I'm not saying that they don't. So they may want what you have to offer on your, but if you have so many different products and services and books going, however, that's why I created On the Right Track, the right way to publish for profit, because this group is solely for authors who want to make money. If you're an author and you want to make money off of your book, no matter what the genre is, let's figure out what's the best way to target the people who are buying your book. Hey, Mika, I'm going to see you in just a minute, girl. 150. 150. I'll be there at 150. So so stay tuned. I'll be on live with Mika Miller, another I know she's an author, not sure if she's a publisher as well, but we did an amazing collective together. See, I got this, I'm gonna tell you, this our network is so huge. If we really come together, we really can make a difference. And so my suggestion, and if you're just joining, the question of the week is, do I need a business page for just my book? My long answer is, first determine if you're going to be a business owner or a bookseller. If you're just going to sell books, then and you have the manpower to manage all of those social media pages. What if you write 10 books? Then you have to have 10 social media business pages. I think that's overload on you and the people who follow you. I think you should have one page that's designated for your business if you have a business name, and then you can have one page that's designated to you as an author. So author Brandy Hunt, and then my business name is On the Right Track. That's it. And then I have a group that is The Right Way to Publish for Profit. At some point, I may try to merge all of those, and I'm not as active on author Brandy Hunt. I will put stuff over there, but people really aren't active on business pages, not in my experience. If you have a different experience, let me know. I know some of the high influencers like Tabitha Brown, she goes live from her business page, but I'm not quite on that level yet. And so in a group setting, people are more interactive on group pages than on business pages, in my personal experience. And so we might have to, do like a test run or something and see how much engagement we can get from our business page. But starting out, so like if you're in your first year of being an author and you have not yet determined what you're going to do as far as business wise, your book is a business. So author Brandy Hunt is my business. I may not necessarily have a product or a service coming out of it yet, but I can set up an EIN under just Brandy Hunt LLC. Again. And so that's my time. I hope that answered the question. Again, the winners are Stephanie Johnson Rice and I almost called you Shauna, Sharon Goshen. And I will reach out to you and give you the link to register for the event. And then at no cost to you, make sure that you join The Right Way to Publish for Profit. Make sure that you sign up for the event. If you want to go ahead and get your ticket, let me pull up the event page. Oh, hold the line. Okay, so what is the event? It's a virtual planning party 2021. This has been one heck of a year for all of us, but that doesn't mean that we can't go into 2021 with a bang. And I mean a good bang. I intentionally called it a planning party because that's what it is going to be. It is a strategy session so that you will be successful in 2021 and beyond. Remember, it's a blueprint. A strategy is nothing but a blueprint. It's the cost is $49, but we're going to be on it's a virtual event. January 11th is the date. You can go to Eventbrite and put in 2021 planning party for authors. That's probably the long version. I'll put the link in the bottom, or you can go to bit.ly/VPP 2021. And the VPP that's virtual planning party, all caps, VPP 2021. But the links will also be on my pages. So if you're like, I didn't get it, it's fine. Go to The Right Way to Publish for Profit. You'll see the link in there. Or you can, it should be on this video, and the video in Facebook as well. But here's the thing. I'm going to share 21 success strategies. You really only need one. One good strategy implemented over and over will make you successful. But I'm going to give you 21 so that you don't have to come back to me and go, what's next? I'm going to tell you what's next. Now, if you want help on execution, because that's what the problem is. The real problem is not knowing. Well, some people don't know the what, but some people don't know the how. So if I say, okay, yeah, send out a mass text message to all the people on your list. What? Where am I getting this list from? And where am I getting this mass text message from? So it's not always the what. Sometimes it's the how. And it's like, okay, I want want to create a course, but how? So I'm going to answer some of the but hows. And then I also need to know, maybe you don't need a course. Maybe you just need a podcast to talk to your target audience. Maybe you didn't know that that would be a good idea. So I'm going to help you, as many authors as I can in 2021. And, I'm not going to cap it. Let's say 500. I'm going to help 500 authors become successful in 2021. Are you going to be one of them? Are you going to be one that kind of sits back and is like, well, let me see what she's doing? Make the investment in yourself, not in me. I can promise you, you won't leave empty. There's people on here who can tell you that the value that I give surpasses $49. I promise you. But I wanted to come into the year with not such a great burden as far as financially, but just to come into the year with, 2021 is going to be better than 2020 in Jesus' name. We made it this far, because I can't tell you that I'm going to make it till tomorrow. God bless me too. You as well. I pray we make it to January 1st. But at the end of the day, we've made it this far. But let's plan our 2021 and not just let it hit us and hit it. Not saying that because the pandemic came out of left field. But guess what? Because I had a plan in place, and because I knew who I was, and I knew what I was capable of doing and being, I was able to execute stuff that was on the list. Some stuff I didn't get to execute. We're not doing in-person events at this current moment, so one of my events had to be put on the back end. But that in-person event, we switched it to a virtual event. If Teresa watches this, I love Teresa McCurry. Go follow her. She's an amazing author as well. We were doing a virtual event in Ohio. We flipped switch and we did a virtual event, and it still came out just as beautiful. So just because you don't have just because you can't do one thing on the list, I'm going to give you 21. You're going to be able to do something on the list. All right. I love y'all. Come to the event. One more thing. Schedule your free consultation. It's somewhere on my page, but if you don't see it, you can go to brandyhunt.com. You can schedule it there, or I have another link that you can schedule. I do consultations for branding, sales and marketing, aspiring authors. I'm a publisher. I know this industry from A to Z. That's where I wrote a book called The ABCs of Publishing. And you can get it for free on brandyhunt.com if you subscribe to my email list. All right, y'all. I love you. I'll see you next Wednesday. I'll post a new question in the group, and we'll talk soon. By the way, there is a right way, pun intended, and a wrong way. Stay on the right track. Tell your story. The world needs to hear what you have to say. All right. I love y'all. See you later.